Good morning. I'm a little late coming on today because I spent 3 hours uploading all of the International Women's Day videos to all our different media posts. Yes, I did that today. Yes, I am the owner and I uploaded videos and that's totally okay. Happy International Women's Day. This is the first year where I've actually put myself together and done something, which is quite slack, but hey, for the last 4 years I've been building this bad boy while working 3 and 4 days a week in a job, so I think it's okay that I've missed the past 4 years. Today I wanted to chat about recovering as a leader. So this is for business leaders, and if you're a leader on a bigger mission than yourself, no matter what you're doing. And I guess I just wanted to have a real chat about recovering from big things. For example, like you might run something big like an event, a promotion, a launch of something, a fundraiser, who knows what it might be, a campaign over Christmas, and it might be fairly big. Hang on, you can see my eyeballs now rather than the reflection. And what I found from doing it for these past 4 years or so of running like our conference each year, I hope that wind's not too much, is when there's a big thing going up, there's kind of a down after. So there's the lead up, right? You're running on adrenaline, cortisol, stress. This year I actually stopped all exercise. I ate more carbs. Apart from walking and stretching. So basically, because my body was in stress, running on adrenaline, etc., this year I actually, and I don't know how I've done it all these years before while working, actually I did, and then I reached burnout. So to counteract all that, I actually put less pressure on myself to perform in other areas. So, and anything that would cause my body more stress, i.e. exercise, mainly exercise and making sure that I'm eating enough. I personally put on stress weight anyway, so I hold water when I get stressed. So when I came back from conference, I lost like 2 kilos just from water retention from being stressed. So leading up, I guess it's our responsibility to manage our own stress. Manage the cortisol as much as we can, and try and manage kind of giving ourselves permission to counteract that stress by managing other parts of our lives better, i.e. making sure we don't have other appointments on, we cancel all other work that might be coming in. For example, I run the Automation Girl as well as Christian Women in Business and Leadership. From December to February until now, what are we in, March? I'm like, no work on that side. So what have I done so far is I've counteracted the stress by allowing myself permission to not over exercise. I'm eating good food, and I've said no to other things that would also stress me out to do it. So I'm kind of giving myself permission just to focus on the one thing. That then allowed me, and can allow you, depending on your body, your personality type, and all those types of things, help you kind of run the long run. Because conference organisation kind of happens throughout the year, but then from January up until the end of February, it's conference. So that's literally all that's on my agenda. But this year I did have building the new website as well, which brought on more stress, but that was just this year only type thing. And by the way, the app's developed, just waiting to get it, the new app, just waiting to get it to app and Android for approval, which is exciting. So that's leading up, right? And then you have the event, launch, conference, whatever it is, and you're on a massive high, probably still running on lots of adrenaline, so there's lots of toxins going through your body to counteract and to deal with stress. And for me, a bit more Pepsi Max. Actually, it's the only time I drink Pepsi Max. And then you do the high, and then the best thing you can do for yourself is, how do you manage the low? So the low is, and it's not necessarily a low, maybe I'll call it the hangover, I don't know what you call it, but everything's happened, the event's happened, the launch has happened, whatever it is that's happened, right? And then everything goes away. And for a lot of people, that might be a good example for this, is an Olympian. They train for 4 years for an event, and they put all their heart and soul into it. They do the event, and then they're like, okay, now what do I do? I've won a gold medal at the Olympics. What do I do next? Like, they lose their purpose, or they go into the low, and a lot of them go into depression. And there's a couple of ways now, after experiencing this kind of low, if you like, low hangover, is I do a couple of things to make sure that I look after myself. One is, before this event, launch, whatever it is over, I've set myself something to look forward to after the event. So, and it might be a couple of things. So these couple of things for me are, one, I had a holiday booked straight after, where I was surrounded by my family, which is just my husband at the minute. And we went to the Gold Coast, just drove down from the sunny coast to the Gold Coast. We spent some time together. I arranged to go out a few times with some friends in Brisbane as well. So just being in that atmosphere and the holiday mode. It did take me a week to unwind. So next year I'm like 2 weeks, because you do still have some stuff, like you have to tie up loose ends after the conference or whatever it is that you're doing. So you're still kind of doing a bit of work. You're kind of in holiday mode. And then I knew that when I got back home, I would probably need to give myself another week. So I did that last week. I managed to face, like, this is being completely honest, I managed to face doing Facebook Live. I managed to unpack, but it took me 4 days to actually get to the point where I wanted to unpack and sort my house out. And what else did I do? I vegged. I watched Netflix. And every time I stepped into my office, I got that ooh feeling, you know, like, oh, I actually really don't want to be here. And I listened to that feeling. I didn't push through it. I listened to it, and I thought, no, now's not the right time to get back on to work yet. So I listened to my body, I listened to my mind, I listened to my soul. There was probably a little bit of God in there as well. And I just packed my stuff away. I cleaned up the office, got it all vacuumed and all that stuff. And then I just left it. And I didn't go to my computer. I just left it. So that's one thing I did. I set a holiday. Second thing I did was I didn't force myself to go back to work before I was ready. So these are all tips that you can use for yourself when you're experiencing a launch, conference, fundraiser, whatever it is, something big you might have on at work, whatever your position is in life. And then the third thing I've done is we're going to be putting together, obviously we launched Christian Women in Leadership, and we've been welcoming the members. They're all in the new website. So we're going to be focusing on the peer-to-peer mentoring that's starting at the end of this month. Again, I didn't do it at the beginning of March. I've done it at the end. And I also have the leadership foundation program to go into the website as well, which again, I've left it till the end of March. So being very strategic here, I've got something to look forward to, but it's not right away. And then a big thing that gets me going is we're going to be adding a few more events that are external to our membership this year, which I'm not going to tell you too much about just yet. But that is also giving me something else to look forward to. So I feel like I have managed the hangover or the low of coming down from conference the best that I've managed so far in the past 4 years that I've done one. So to recap, on the lead up, I made sure I booked myself off from everything, no appointments apart from to do with conference. I stopped work. I looked after my body, i.e. making sure I'm eating good food and not putting more stress on my body, i.e. limited exercise and only did exercise that relaxed my body. So that was pre. During, it's kind of like you just control the best you can. And I can like create a whole other episode of how to look after yourself during an event as a leader. But I won't do that today. And then after is making sure I've got things to look forward to and I'm giving myself a break. And you need to do this too. So book yourself a holiday. Don't go back to work until you are ready, not until other people say you're ready or when other people contact you, when you are ready. Holiday, making sure you go back when you're ready, and already having your next goal set. So for me it was some CWIL stuff, Christian Women in Leadership stuff, and then some different events that we're going to have going on throughout the year. So that is enough that has kept me outside of the low, that has made sure I've managed to kind of look after myself the best I can during the time, and puts me in a good stead for the rest of the year, because now I feel like, for me personally, now my year has started. Now I'm going to spend this week spending some time with God, praying over the year, all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to share that with you and all this with you because I wanted to give you permission to manage your big things in life well, and just some tips and tricks, and just allowing yourself that grace to know that it's always as a leader, it's always a learning process. Nothing is black and white. Like, there's a lot of grey. Oh, by the way, I'm on a beautiful walk at the top of a mountain, so it's a bit windy. So more walks is now what I will do, more bigger, longer walks, now that I have less stress in other areas. I've got this stress. This is not a stress, but you know what I mean, it's still putting your body into needing to do something. Like everything's just learning, and each year you're going to change, your body's going to change, the mission is probably going to grow, so there's going to be more faith moves that you're going to need to take. So for me this year, the big faith moves were, I thought like conferences before this year were stressful. I gotta say, they compared nothing to this year of my main mission this past year was to keep my eyes on Jesus, and I think that was the best thing I could have done. Turned off media, turned off the radio, Facebook friggin' sucks. Turn that off, and I kept my eyes on Jesus, and that faith of if God wanted this conference to happen, it would happen, and I kept my eyes on him and the kingdom. So it's just learning how to manage yourself, manage your faith, not being influenced by man. There's a difference between kingdom and man influence. I'm learning how important kingdom influence is as you grow as a leader, and as your faith grows and your faith moves grow and your upgrades come. Like, more and more people will be telling you how they think things should be run, how they think that a conference shouldn't be going ahead, or whatever it is. But my job and your job is not listening to man, but listening to God and what he's told us to do, and seeing things from a kingdom perspective and with kingdom eyes. And when you do that, the faith, the upgrade, the peace, the Holy Spirit peace that Paul talks about in the Bible, they all come, and you just have that sort of, yes, you have the stresses of getting things organized and all that kind of stuff, but you just know that God's there and he's got you, that resources will be provided, and that you're going to do it and it'll happen. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I'd love to know, because we're all friends here, what ways do you, or what do you implement when you're going through a time of growth, of might be stress, of a launch, of a conference, of an event, of a fundraiser, something big that you're working on in the corporate world? Like, what is it, and what things do you put in place to protect yourself, to look after your soul? Because we're all friends and we all have different points of view and we've all got different ideas. Like, I've just shared what it is for me, and I hope that that gives you the permission. I'm going to stop because I'm going to turn around now. It gives you the permission and just the grace to learn in your space as well, of whatever it is that you're doing, that you can apply, that will help you. So make sure you post in the comments, because we're all learning, we're all in this together, and it's International Women's Day, so let's help our girlfriends out, and support each other as we're all growing and we're all on our different missions that God's got us on, whatever that might be. Oh, just getting my breath back. Oh, man with no shirt off running. Hello. Oh, that's so funny. Otherwise, I love you. I hope you have a fantastic week. And if you're going through a big event, launch, whatever it is right now, also post that in the comments, because I'd love to pray for you. Like, the biggest thing, apart from me looking after myself, is the tribe that I've had around me for a few years now that just pray. Like, I can't even count how many people have been praying for me or had prayed for me leading up to conference, and having those people there are absolutely priceless. And if you don't have that, I'd love to be that person who is cheering you on, and praying for you as well. So DM us or put in the comments a little bit about the event and the specific prayers that you have, and I'd love to pray for you. Let's do this. Cool. All right, well, I'll show you the pretty hill that I'm on. So doing more vigorous walks now, and I have the time, and it's just amazing. And the sunshine, the vitamin D, hello. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful week.